the stats on all the guy I'm about. Like, I want to know everything about the dude that's about to hit a serve to me at this point. Give me all the stats. Give me everything. Where does he usually go at this time?
But at any time,
I'll be waiting on it. Because, by the way, I still have to deal with that situation.
True.
Once it happens. And, by the way, does it lead to the worst? And now I'm expecting that, and he doesn't do that, and I'm not. Is there something to be said about me just waiting and reading a situation or doing, like, I don't know, anyone can break their pattern. So maybe that the game turns into that, is people being, what is my pattern? I work with someone, what's my pattern? And then I tell you, this is now when I need to.
So then you stay
I
creative.
break the pattern.
Yeah.
And now I don't do it at this time.
So you stay creative,
I don't know.
No, it is awesome. But again, I think the game will change from a 1-to-1 to a team that has an athlete executing a game plan and reading a game plan from the other side in real time, which is a skill on its own.
Turns it into a team sport.
Correct.
It's a team sport.
Yeah.
It's not a solo sport.
But I think to your point earlier,
anymore.
The richest and the best will survive that.
That's
I mean, like, you even look at Pagula last night. I was watching her play doubles. Like, you know, her dad owns the Bills.
Yeah.
And she's like, she probably has the best of the best, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's one small example, but, like, you know, where's the rest of them come from, right?
Which is even more impressive for so many of those guys making it with not that much.
Like
it's
like she's playing with Coco. Like, is Coco coming from that strong of a background?
I don't know. Yeah.
Which Coco's game, real quickly, like, she's got a pretty cool all around game.
You know what I'm excited about? I'm excited in a year from now if she sticks with Gilbert.
But even so, I was watching.
That guy is so smart.
I was watching a few of her doubles points. She had a chip forehand, came in, stuck a volley at the net player.
Yep.
Wow, that's
no. That's amazing. That's good.
As opposed to, like, half the doubles players out there, guys or girls, they sit back 7 feet
hammering the ball as hard.
Go forehand, backhand, forehand.
Yeah,
the point would be like maybe lob, but she took the ball early, went chip, and then took a ball here and parried it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
cool.
I wonder if that's also Gilbert and
it definitely is. No,
telling her to let's play a lot of doubles. Here's what I want you to do in doubles. That guy, man, his mind works a little bit different.
But you watch her play singles too, and she comes in singles. She has got more than hands. Like, she's got more than
isn't that what that playing doubles there creates a little bit too? Is you're working some different softness and angles and that. Now all of a sudden you're on a singles court and you're like, oh, I can still do some of that.
All those
stuff,
things.
You know?
No, I like what she's doing, where she's got the full package.
I think she does, and I think what I noticed, I watched her the other night. I think he's starting to work on a forehand a little bit. That was a liability for her in the past. Like last year's French Open, Swiatek went after it quite a bit. She's got a long motion. I think she opens up so that at times she sprays them. So I think that's the one. And what I saw her waiting a little bit longer to hit the shot. And what he was saying, Gilbert was saying that he wants to make her serve the biggest serve in women's tennis. So that's another something that that'll be amazing to see.
You know, and she's still young.
19,
I hope they keep it at this where she's having fun out there.
She's one of the biggest stars of the game. So how do you handle that?
Sure, but, like, it's a difference of. I'm not a big fan of, like, the whole goat of every sport. It's like, you know, you're doing well right now. Like, let's keep it at this. Same with Alcaraz. Alcaraz is doing awesome right now. I love to watch him play. Once you start throwing your, like, you gotta win 20 Grand Slams, like,
that's too much pressure, man.
Let's try to win a match.
Yeah.
Or win a tournament, whatever. Like, Alcaraz already talking about, like, oh, he's the best ever. It's like, wait, hold on.
Stop.
Or
Stop.
like,
Don't put that pressure on that guy, man.
Right. You know, like, you talk about Federer, or like the gymnast a couple years ago, Simone Biles. Calling her, like, the best ever. Then she backed and she, like, got
the
her.
Olympics. She pulled out of the Olympics.
She pulled out. It's like,
was it anxiety? What was it?
Yeah.
Too much pressure, right?
No, but, like, right away from that, like, the first Olympics, she's like, oh, it's the best. She's the GOAT at gymnastics. Like, hold on, chill out. Like, she's great.
Right.
Yeah. Great. She's a great gymnast. Like, let's can we leave it at that?
But
Right.
that's headlines, man.
No, yeah,
That's
I get that, but like,
Right.
I wish it was just like, again, it might be me, old man yelling at a cloud here, but like, even Tom Brady, like I love the guy, but it's like, cool. Now Patrick Mahomes, like, is he the GOAT? Is he the best ever? It's like, who cares?
Yeah.
He's a great
That's
season.
it. This whole linear thinking of who's the best is, and we talked about it so many times, man. It's so arbitrary and I think it's purely related on time. You can vote right now that Fed is the best ever, or Nadal is the best ever, and Djokovic is the best ever, whatever. And in 15 years, nobody's going to break those records. Do you think that your girl or your boy, when they're 17 or 18, they're going to go to school with a Federer shirt saying that he was the best ever?
Because of me, maybe, but no.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
No.
It's time sensitive, though.
But also, like, they say it all the time about like music and movies too, where it's like, this is the best movie, but according to who? And same thing, like,
Yeah.
I like going back on YouTube to watch Sampras because I liked watching how Sampras
Yeah,
played.
man.
But
For
like,
that time. He was the best for that time.
but if somebody else like might look up Agassi's YouTube, whatever it is, whoever you liked watching, like I love watching.
I think you can
Sampras.
ask a serious high school kid tennis player who's like pretty serious and into it and loves the sport. Ask him who Pete Sampras is, and he doesn't know.
No.
Doesn't know who Pete Sampras is.
And the guy's the fourth best record. But
Honestly,
again,
it's like it's amazing. We were joking a while ago. Ellis, who was here earlier, a while back, we mentioned it was Martina, right?
yes.
Never thought. And you didn't have her name?
No, we just mentioned Martina. He was like he wasn't even really sure who she was. Meanwhile, what's the number?
68, 60 or
Grand
69.
Slams.
Yeah.
She won 69 Grand Slams. This guy, who is a tennis fan, a tennis player, how old is he? 20?
Tennis pro.
And now he's working in the industry, and is like, but it's at that age where it's been long enough where someone who won 69 Grand Slams, just because she did it far enough back, he's like, who?
Well, Sean was also like, I know the last name.
He knew, and he's what's Sean, 28, 29? He
26
wasn't
or
even that
70.
sure.
Yeah.
She's actually on TV too.
I know,
That's
but
a
it's
bad
like,
one.
I think he might have been like, oh yeah, tennis commentator?
Yeah.
Like, dude, what?
Well, that's like
If she had won 70.
You watch a lot of football now. Like Troy Aikman's a commentator.
Yes.
People have no idea that Troy.
No,
Aikman's
it's
a Cowboys,
time
right?
Do you want to
related,
know
man.
what, though? It is time related, because I remember, like, I now that once you're old enough, you see people that you watched in their sport turn into commentators. Right. I can remember when I was a kid, I'd be watching sports with my father or something, and, like, he would say something about the commentator was some old fucking dude, and
Yeah.
he'd be like, oh, this guy
Oh,
was
this
a
guy,
great
Madden.
whatever, and I'm like, that guy looks like he's wearing a diaper, possibly. Right, but he's saying like it's just like I would have no frame of reference of who that guy was. It's like as you're around, like, but it's no matter how great you are, you're great in a certain
period.
amount of time, and then there's so many other great people that
yeah.
do it that your greatness is just it's still great, but there's too many other people that came after you that they're talking about.
Yeah, it's all
And dude,
time
she's
related.
I don't know. To me, that is like a tennis fan. It's like 69
Grand Slams, yeah. So the other way you can look at it was discussion like best ever and all that stuff, right? One way of looking at it, you can have Fed could say, well, for the time when I was competing,
Yeah.
I had the most Grand Slams against you guys.
Yes.
Well, the time that all three of us
put me
were
on
competing,
on my field with everyone else I played with in
And
my
I had them
decade
in
or
2 days,
decade
whatever.
and a half that I played in. Yes.
and I had them
decades.
when I retired. I had the
Yes.
most Grand Slams.
Yes.
But do you think like
So,
Yeah.
who are you trying to? It's how you look at it, right?
Well, because someone who's in the conversation is like, you say he's the best ever. Someone else says I'm the best ever.
Who cares?
And even when I'm like, well, he didn't have to play this guy that I
Yeah.
had to play. So
Yeah.
where does that? He should have played this guy because he wouldn't be the best ever anymore.
But you think
if
like
he
a round
thought-
table like this of Fed, Nadal, and Joke, they wouldn't even give a shit,
No,
right?
no, because they're above it. It's a
Right.
game that's made
Yeah.
for us.
I don't think any of them believe it about themselves either because
Right.
they have
I
other
bet
people that
Fed's
they
looking
look
at
at.
Ed Berger. He's like, oh no, this guy's
Right.
the best. Or
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You all have idols that you're like, dude, exactly. That's why, I mean, maybe in some, you get a sport like baseball or something where you leave like a batting average behind or a this or that, like maybe
But even
it
that,
starts,
dude,
but
it's against
then
a
you're
different
like,
speed.
well, but this is dudes are throwing different pitches and
Yeah.
now they're
The game evolved.
bigger and stronger and they're throwing faster. Yeah, it is. It's like I mean, you could maybe do a GOAT in decades.
I think you have multiple goats.
Right.
I think you have a goat of creativity. You have a goat of numbers. You have a goat of fans. You have a goat
Right.
of hard work. You have a goat
Right.
of biggest comebacks. You have a goat of whatever you want to make it. But it's not one, dude. This linear thinking that everybody's trying to make us
I know, it's such a
fall
stupid
into.
thing.
Isn't it a stupid thing?
It is.
Like,
it is.
The best, like, why? It's a line. It's like good and bad, best and worst. It's like,
Which-
no.
I can't think of anything worse than someone attaching the tag of GOAT to you, because it would be like,
You're like, what?
that would ruin everything.
I
I'd be
know, like,
dude, How
what?
am I supposed?
What?
How am I supposed to do
Can I have a
this
bad day?
now?
Can a goat have a bad day?
Dude, are you kidding me?
Can I be angry one day and
Right.
just let out
Right.
whatever tension?
Now I have to be the GOAT? I didn't even ask to be the GOAT.
No.
You're the ones that call me the GOAT. Now I get to be the GOAT? Honestly.
I know.
It would be like the pressure that it would put on, especially when it gets thrown at people that are younger or this, or just like in their mind, they're probably like, I'm still trying to figure out this sport. And you're calling me the greatest that ever played, you know?
Yeah. Again, it's a media thing, dude. It's a... Actually, Brian, leave that open, man, for a little bit. More. No, open up. Let's get some fresh air. It's nice out, right?
Yeah, it is nice. It's not letting any light in.
So Megan's mom's in town right now, so we've got help both sides. So it's like,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
And nanas or grandmas or whatever you call them, when they're in town, they want everyone else out of town. They want to be the one.
That is true.
Especially if it's like I feel like it, and they'll do it with whoever, but like they enjoy it with their own kids.
Oh,
Like it's her mom. She wants to be with her and her grandkids. Like she wants you there. But like it's the special times without you. I'm like, when your mom there, she'd probably rather be with like you and the kids and this and that. There's like this time where it's like me, my kid, and now their kids. Like if they're does she live in the area or no?
Oregon.
Oh, dude, you want to go away for a week? I mean, she's gonna want so much time. Just
No,
being
so honestly, like when I
Nana, you know.
like I make an espresso in the morning for them, and then I go to work and I don't see them until 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Like they don't want me.
Yeah.
I mean, I've only lived and grown up here. I mean, Raris, you might speak more to this. Like, are other communities as big with tennis? Like, if you went down to Carolina or Florida or like flyover states, California, I imagine, has the same community that we have.
Yeah.
Definitely. Maybe even bigger.
But like,
Yeah.
but our community, and I pictured this club as one of like the hub spots for like adult male tennis players. But like, you go to South Carolina, am I getting like, so like our friend Aaron Bergeron went down to Florida.
Yep.
He couldn't find tennis players. So
How can that be?
so
How
he
can that be?
he started playing pickleball because he couldn't find a group.
Yeah.
And
That doesn't make sense, though.
But
I don't think it's as organized. I think it's, again, chilled, a little more relaxed. It's this is weather pending.
but it's also like,
People are more organized. The time is a little bit more like precious up north.
true.
You're a little bit more like the lower you go, the harder it is. The more chill the people are. Go to the islands, island time. The colder it gets, the more organized the people are.
That's a cool thought. I've never thought of it that way.
Yeah, look at the northern parts are the most organized. Like look at Northeast, dude. Like
Yeah,
State
you
Street.
feel that? It's funny. You feel that weather factors into a lot of. I've heard you say similar things just about people's personalities and the way weather.
Yeah. You listen,
Leads into the
weather
way
has
they live
everything
their
to do
lives.
with you. Yeah. Yeah. Think about it.
So like somewhere like California, I would think this
The whole
too.
California vibe, right? Chill.
But that's a big tennis scene out there too, isn't there?
No, there is. I'm saying like you take the area that a North Shore is or a South Shore is, I don't think you're going to find a level of admin in a relatively small area of like 10, 11 clubs. You're not going to. It's more, the population more dense here and all that stuff. I think in California, you're not going to find a North Shore league, like a 10 club, 11 club league in a 35-mile radius. I don't think you will.
And at a high level too. Like, I mean,
Exactly.
you know, I bring it up all the time how like your Saturdays, like you have Errol coming from Vermont.
Yep.
Somebody coming from like Utah for a while was going to Connecticut.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah, I mean, even what was the kind of more senior group that used to happen Sunday mornings here?
The guys
That like, did those guys came
from everywhere,
dude,
right? Same,
all over, and they
yeah.
were at a certain age. They were all guys that played at a certain level.
Yeah.
I like 10
They're
years
us
ago
in 20 years,
came
yeah.
in hungover one time. Mike was like, when we first started working, I was like, can you fill in this group? I'm like, sure. And I was like thinking these old guys, and they got out there and they were like, they were good. I'm like, oh my God. It was like that poor pro that you booked for a lesson, you know? I'm like 9 minutes in and I'm like, oh fuck, this is going to be real tennis. But those guys came from all over.
Everywhere, yeah. Yeah, they come from a lot of
Henry
places.
used to be part of it, right? You put
Yeah.
out some bread and cheese.
And peanuts.
Guys like, dude, I just came in from Philly. You give me
Yeah.
bread and cheese, for Christ's sakes? But they loved it. They were there
Yeah.
for the tennis. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
But, like, people will travel. It's amazing all the places
Because it
they will
gets
travel
less
through.
and less rarefied, that air. Like, we think about it, like you have, we talk about the numbers of, what was that crazy number that Sean was telling us? The 4-5s, 5-0s, like 2% of the tennis population. I believe that. And think about it over time, how much that reduces with injuries, death, whatever it is. So if you played at a 5-0, 4-5, 5-0.
But it doesn't reduce because other people rise into it, right? So
No,
it's like
for your age. For your age.
okay.
For your
okay,
age.
okay.
Right, you're 65
Okay.
and you were a 5-0.
Yeah, yeah.
So your 10-year range or 15-year range that people would play from 50 to 65. Right, those 5-0s or X amount of numbers between those 15 years, that's
Yep.
only going to shrink. So the hubs where you can get those people together, they're just
Right.
shrinking.
Yeah.
Best River is one of them. Because like the 45 guys that we have on Thursday nights,
Is that how big the list? How big's the
that's
list?
about
on-
45 to 50.
I mean, that's a
Yeah.
lot of fucking
of
guys.
That's
at least a 4.4 per player.
Yeah.
Like you can't be a 4.0 player. in
No, you
Canada.
can't.
No,
No.
or a dick bag.
Yeah.
Their human rating is probably
Human rating, yeah.
4 or 5s. There's no one less than a 4 or 5.
Yep.
Which is actually the bigger part of it. You could actually be a 4.0 but be a great guy,
Right.
and you're getting let in. But if you suck as a dude and you're a 5.0,
Yep.
you're not.
No, you're not. You're not going to get in.
Which is a whole next level. Because like, so I'm on another group with guys who play out of Harvard, which are all 5.0 guys.
Yeah.
Ish, whatever. But they're not run as well. So it's like, you know, all these, you know, it's a list of
good.
100 guys who
It's
all try to
awesome.
come in. But, you know, I
Run as well in what sense? Like it's not as organized, or
Yeah, there's no contract. It's like, you know, actually this one dude does a decent job. He emails everybody once a week. He's like, who wants to play? And like, you know, I'm in the spot right now that I can't play ever. But I was like, hey, keep me on the email list. Maybe it'll
Yeah.
happen.
probably relief. He's like, oh, this one guy, less guy I got to
Yeah.
worry about.
Yeah.
It's amazing that there's something that happens weekly
No,
like that. That is just. I mean,
that's
how do you
kinda-
not pre-plan?
That's
that?
but that's kind of my point though with this group is that there's other guys out there who don't have that outlet. Like
No.
I've introduced a few people to this group that they just can't get in here, whether it's commute or whatever.
Or the non-committal.
Yeah, I mean,
Not committed, but like
Yeah.
I think they would be. I would vouch for them for being
Of course.
good guys and good players, whatever. But it's like, yeah, it doesn't work.
Be a
for me.
good human first.
yeah.
Be a good human
Um,
first. Be a good player. Challenge people because everybody wants. It's nothing personal. Just
It is
play the
amazing
level they can
though,
play,
that
and you're good.
there. I mean, there's definitely got to be a section of guys that, which you feel bad for, that are probably good guys, and that, but they don't play anymore because they're good enough that there's no place they can
Your
go
roots, Yeah.
where they can get offered good enough tennis.
And that's
You
why
know?
those hubs are like rare.
Yeah, yeah.
So you again fast forward 20 years, dude. It's gonna be like this much of a
So I set up.
like
Barry-
demographic to go after.
Barry had an old student who moved down to Marshfield, which is like 20 minutes south from where I am working.
Yeah, it's way down there.
Oh yeah.
My cousin lives there.
It's out there.
Marshfield Fair. Love it.
And this guy, like when you get set up with somebody, it's like, hey, can you hit tennis ball with the guy? He's a player. It's like, all right, sure. I'll give him 12-30. Let's see what he's got.
Yeah.
And like 9 or 10 times, like he can't hit a ball.
Right.
Yeah.
This kid rusty, dude. I'm rusty.
But this kid came out and he was firing. I was like, holy smokes! Like, what are you doing in Marshfield, man? He's like, I got this going on, whatever. So I set him up with one of my younger assistants, who's 27. He has a group that's playing.
Yeah.
So we kind of changed this guy's life from living in Marshfield with his wife and 2 kids, and now it's like I've got him with like 3 27-year-olds.
Right.
Awesome.
Playing and drinking beers after. It's like,
right.
He texts me like once a month. I can't play in it, but he's like, dude, thanks for letting me play at your club with these guys, because like otherwise
I need that.
Yeah.
How often do you hear that, man? I need that.
Well, and that's like my favorite part of being a part of both communities, where it's like Barry sent me up with this kid from New Hampshire, and now he's living there. So now I can connect both worlds of like my buddies who are down here, who are younger, who are still living that life.
Yeah. I was talking to Rach this week. I don't know how we got to it, but I was saying how I kind of, my thinking is that the way this world evolves, that a tennis club, a bowling alley, anything that's physical that cannot be reproduced in a automatic setting, is going to thrive in the next 20 years. I think there's going to be less and less hubs of people to be social in. Less and less places that you can actually have a human connection. And a tennis club will give you that, like what you're saying.
So you think you need another reason? You need a reason to create that human connection?
Yeah, because you might not have it at work. You work from home a lot more. I'm just saying, there's like so many, right? You're going to get your food.
Yeah.
Just pressing a couple of buttons and have McDonald's give you automatic like a cheeseburger. Like, we're not far from that.
Yeah, but
sure.
Will people stop going out to eat though, or going to shows?
What I'm saying is,
you're saying you need that. Tennis is one of those things.
Tennis is one of those. Restaurants are another one.
Yeah.
I mean, look how much people go. Like,
dude, I love going out to eat.
Right.
It's like my favorite activity.
Exactly, because it's
like the only reason
energy around
it.
Yeah.
It's people. Yeah.
You need that. The less human interaction you have, the more you crave it. You need a certain like level of human interaction.
Yeah.
And those places offer that, like a tennis club, a good, like somebody you can, I mean, you play with, whatever you compete with, but it's not about that. It's about like just testing yourself a little bit, having a beer after, laughing, and then recharge a little bit.
Dude, of course. I mean, I can, think about all these people I know, and I have like, I'll even refer to them to like other friends of mine. So I'm like, oh, they're like tennis friends of mine. Tennis friends. That's how I'll call them. And like, they're no lesser friends than mine, but like, they're people I know through tennis.
Yeah.
Some people I only see through tennis. But when I see them, maybe it's on a contract and then we drink beers, we hang out.
Yep.
It's no less of a good time.
No.
It's almost like it adds value. It's like, look at my other one. I'm like, oh, you don't have any tennis friends? You don't have any other this type of friend or that? It's like it adds, there is I mean, that's definitely the biggest draw of it once you're done competing. I mean, otherwise, what else are we doing?
Exactly.
I can't tell you.
And what's actually funny about our post-Thursday contract hangs is you might ask somebody how your match was, but nobody actually gives a shit what happens. Because like I might ask, hey, what was the score or something like that? And you kind of you gloss over quickly. It's like, yeah, we did this, that, whatever. But then it's like,
it's not about that.
But really, the only reason I've stayed, I've lived in Quincy since 2017. I've been coming up here since then.
Yeah, you have.
So it takes me probably definitely longer to drive there and back,
of course,
than it is to play.
Yeah.
Right.
But then I hang for 4 hours after.
Yeah.
So like that Thursday night for me, when I walk in this door, it's like, it's so money.
Right.
It is. It's also, I think, it's a little bit deeper that you feel like you can let yourself be, let your emotions be with somebody that will accept that for an hour and a half.
Right.
I can be mad. I can have a bad day.
Yeah.
And I can throw my racket. I can scream, whatever.
In fact, other people might even appreciate it.
They're like,
a little
yes,
bit.
I get it.
Yes.
So you become a little bit more real. You're not restricted like you are in your everyday life, where you're at work and you have to have your suit on and say hello and
people are different. Yet
can't say thumbs up. Not everybody has a thumb.
It's like different but the same. It's like the same. Like like you go to a show, you go to a concert, you band, like there's a lot of different people there, but we're all here because we like this band. So there's the thread, right there. Like there are dudes that contract is made up of a lot of different 50 very different fucking dudes, but we're all tennis players. Right. So like you just need a common. If you're a open person and you're interested in doing that, like all we need is give me the thread, and once we have the thread, we're gonna find ways to wind around that and find all this other great stuff we have in common. But we just need that thread, and like tennis can provide that. We go out there for an hour and a half, we play, and then once we're done after it, you realize, maybe you realize I am so different from that dude, but it's fun.
Yeah, because
being here with that guy, because I might not hang out with that guy. No. But the reason I'm here is we're here because we played tennis for an hour and a half.
Your true self, like your real self, has a common ground with other people, and you feel like you can be you.
Right.
Not everybody likes tennis, but look, personally, like at the core, some of us do. And I want to be around guys that I can play tennis with and feel okay with getting mad. But that frees you up, though. That's free. Doesn't matter if you're a CEO or a blue-collar guy.
Right.
You can laugh, scream at each other.
I've been mad just like you on that court. I watched you throw that racket. I've been there.
And afterwards, we'll talk real. I call it, in my mind, I call it like, take your jacket off type of place. Like, I don't care who you are today.
Yeah, it almost doesn't matter.
I don't care. Take that off. Be you. Put
so
it back on if you want to.
For a bunch of years and even got it back on. I don't even know what some of those other guys do.
I know.
I even like it that way because there's banter that happens with like, I don't need to know. And maybe some people you take the time when you do it, but like that's part of the fun. I don't. Yeah. Like, we're here now, just shooting the shit on this Thursday night. I don't need all the other. Yeah, I don't need to know all the other background shit.
Nobody's there for that.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, they're there to take their coat off.
Yes.
Let me take my goddamn coat off and leave it here because this is the one place I can do that.
Yeah.
And smash tennis balls and enjoy it, or have a bad night and not enjoy it until I see other people enjoying that I was throwing my racket and having a temper tantrum.
It happens too where it's like wherever you go, you could this personality of the 20 guys you were playing could probably do that anywhere. Like wherever I go, I'm gonna find my tennis or golf group where I'm gonna do the same thing with, right? Where it's like at the end of the day, we're gonna talk bullshit, right?
Yeah.
So
you're just being you,
right?
Yeah.
But it happens quick where it's like, it doesn't matter what the stories were 10 years ago. I'm gonna find my way into this group. Where it's like, we're talking.
It's now. We live now.
An hour.
Exactly, because you need to get out of your own fucking mind. For that hour and a half or 3 hours or 4 hours.
But it sounds easy.
It's not.
If you can't hang with that group, then it goes like
takes a bit sometimes to break guys out of their like shield.
Yeah.
Well, if we're being honest, tennis players sometimes. I mean, look, we can all be different in our own ways. It's like
it's individual.
There can be there's some wacky tennis players out there. Guy. That's the thing. That's the thing.
It's fine. It's okay.
Take it off. It's
okay.
You're a little bit wacky, but it's okay. We like it.
So that is why, like, even the ladies teams and stuff. It's you are in a place where people are in the same little discovering, learning place that you are in, and you're okay with it most of the time.
Right.
But that's the attraction.
But we're that's what's, to bring it back to teaching, that's like the thing to me that is like I like to provide the most and is the most rewarding and it's fun to be a part of is like, we're talking about the downfalls of working on people's off hours earlier, right? Maybe that's a drawback. The pro to that would be like the hours we're working are your recreational hours. You're open. You're not seeing me and I'm delivering bad news to you. Yeah. I'm not a cop who's been called here and there's a domestic disturbance and I'm like, when you come through the doors here, my job is to try to make you, maybe give you some skills and do this and that. But outside of that, I want you to forget everything else that goes on because most of these, no one's turning pro, right? They want to learn something, want to get something, but they want to be part of a community. They're doing this as they're choosing to do this this is the way they're blowing off steam and forgetting about all the other bullshit. And to be like the ones that help them do that, dude. That's a pretty good. It's like you got to remember to keep that in mind because you can get caught up in the bullshit of being like, I got to teach them this or that, or I got to make this. Or blah, blah. Wait a minute. Time out. It's not a hospital we're running here. It's a fucking recreational
and also the other
facility.
The other way of it too, I actually don't care. Like when somebody walks up to me like, I beat this guy, I beat that guy. It's like, or like I am doing this in life. It's like, I'll interact with you, I'll talk to you, but it's like, if you're making $1 billion, it's great for you. Or the 4 or 5 tennis players come like, 10 years ago I beat this guy. It's like, I don't care. You're talking to the wrong guy.
Man.
Right. I didn't grow up thinking about beating this guy or that guy.
Right.
Let's hit some forehands right now, right?
It's
or like the guy who's. It happens more with guys who are higher up. Or like, I just came from this place here.
Okay.
I'm doing this.
Okay.
Right.
I don't care that your boat's 40 feet.
Right.
It's cool. Like. You catch fish or you just hanging out there, like whatever. Like we can talk, but
right.
I don't really care what you're doing. But I'm here to make your life a little better for this 1 hour.
Right.
Right. Hopefully I do.
Yeah.
So it's so funny when you make
a
little common ground with anybody. It could be that, or it could be a show, it could be a movie, whatever it is. It must be money for you when you're like, are you in jiu-jitsu at all or whatever, something like that.
Yeah.
If you say you're doing that, it's like, oh, I'm doing this too. And they say like one word that's kind of
like, oh, let's talk about
the next
that.
level of slang of jiu-jitsu, then great. The next level of that is the first question is, what do you think about pickle? Now, any party I'm at, when I say what I do, like, oh, what do you think about pickle?
Yeah, I got that this weekend actually.
Before this, because I used to get that a lot.
Yeah.
Well, like back 10 years ago, I used to do this one a lot.
Yeah.
But
you play tennis? We should.
You want to hit? It's like in every time it's like
you got a wicked slice.
But actually, what they always say is, I just can't serve.
Yeah.
I just can't serve.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We're all working on it.
Yeah,
but now, I always get the.
I just can't serve.
Right? Isn't that the first thing you always get?
Half of the game I just can't play, but other than that half, the most important half, I'm pretty proficient.
That's like exactly. We're all working on it.
Yeah. That is a good answer. Yeah, work in progress, all of us.
But now I get, what do you think of a pickle? It's like, man, like, it's fine. I'll play, whatever. You want to play? We can play, but I don't want to play.
I think it's going to be. I think the sample size is going to grow bigger, and I think it's not going to be bad. But I think the injury factor that I keep reading about could be wrong. I could be reading.
No,
stuff.
I'm reading the same thing you are. I mean,
because you do have people that, they try to be athletic in a game that haven't been athletic. Nothing wrong about that, but just hips and knees injuries and all that stuff. So I think that could be a factor there. And I think the other part is that it's going to get bigger again. Same as paddle. It's now you're going to have level discrepancies. So to have that, you need to have a little bit of order. You need to have a structure. Do you have a structure to administrate the whole game?
Yeah, no, I mean that's
the
actually
big
the next
thing.
level. That people like, it's demanding a structure.
That's the thing.
It's demanding it.
Yes, it's getting there now.
And
after structure, it becomes levels, and after levels, it becomes like leagues and with it, the whole thing. Yeah,
and that's like my next thought with paddles. Like I'm creating leagues for paddles so I can create the demand.
Correct. So paddle's a few years ahead of pickle. Pickle might get there.
Right. And I'm still creating that league to make the demand for paddle.
Yep.
Pickle, I'm actually not ready for that yet. Because
the numbers.
Well, there's just the same season. Tennis and pickle they're both going on. Same
That's
time.
a good point.
So, like
because you have such an advanced structure for tennis. You have junior leagues, junior programs, levels, ages, genders, whatever you want to do. Same thing with adults. The structure is so advanced. Pickle doesn't have much of that. The structure is based on play, purely.
Well, and I think
isn't that the draw about it though?
It's really
so like a grandparent can play with a grandkid, and in 15 minutes they can all be at the same level.
Yeah,
but like
isn't that part of the draw is that it's not so
right? But it's gonna become that.
But like the next level of like
okay. So you think pretty soon it's
Same thing. The levels will expand, and now again you become a 5-0.
I'm a 5-0
pickle.
pickler.
Yeah. And a 2-5 pickler.
Yeah.
The guy's like, too good. Human
Like
nature.
you're a 5-0 pickle player. What's your tennis rating? He's like, I'm a 2-5. I'm like, makes sense.
Well, I think it's already there. I think that's already.
Is it? Is it that?
I am. The amount that gets played on TV to me,
It's amazing.
Like,
It's amazing. No, I mean, like,
and I know people are fans of it, but I mean, we've talked
But-
before. Not as. What's the difference between a sport and a game, or a glorified tailgate game, or
That's what that is. I mean, it's big. It's massive.
It is. But
I mean, Jack Sox retired to play.
Jackson, yeah. Today's his last match.
retired to
I
play.
know he retired. Did he retire to play?
He's playing pickle now.
Pickle, yeah.
He joined the MLP.
I heard he's the
So,
goat. He's gonna be the goat.
Well, so I was texting with Mafa, and their buddy JC, who was played tennis with us, he's now a pro pickle player.
Is he? Oh, there you
Who
go.
was playing on Larry's 4-5 team 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And so Mafa was like,
And normally I'm like, well, pro, but now I'm like,
no,
pro
exactly.
pickle? I don't know.
No, but
no offense against JC or
But-
whoever.
Yeah.
but
I don't want to be pro in pickle.
no, but honestly, like
By the way,
like Mafa was
if
saying,
you tell me you're a pro tennis player or a baseball player, I'm like, whoa. Pro pickleball. I'm like,
is that to
what
you,
is that
Is that to you on the
exactly?
same level as cornhole?
What is that?
Are you a pro cornhole player?
that's what I mean.
Pro
That's what I mean.
pickleball?
Hey, they're on ESPN though, don't they?
That's what I mean.
They're both on the Ocho.
Yeah.
I get a buddy. He's a pro slapper. You ever seen those?
I have actually, yeah.
He's the goat. I mean, at some point, like, I don't know, you want me to tell you I'm a pro in? I'll find something I'm a pro in. Like, there's got to be some standard.
You
like, with
are
the
a
word
pro fish connoisseur.
Yeah,
For
okay.
sure.
Yeah,
You're a pro there.
yeah.
You
So
were
there.
You were,
But, like, you know.
unconsciously competent at fish tours.
Yes.
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 Yes. It's actually
Okay,
he's actually
great.
beyond
I
that.
mean-
He's just in the zone, whatever you want to call it. Just
Yeah, no.
spirit.
Should
Spirit
be-
is connected.
Actually, probably just unconscious.
yeah.
Yeah. Yes. 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 Yeah. There should just be, to me, pro. There's something built into that word.
It's gotta be a
that
sport.
is,
What the pro is it has to be
So right now there's two
to
leagues.
a sport.
There's
right?
2 leagues. Is a
yeah, but then like, okay,
You're not
so
a
what
pro.
makes it? That's what I mean. There's got to be. That's a very. I'm a pro. This a pro. Like,
But do you
Dude.
apply pro musician? No.
oh, definitely.
You do?
Yeah. There are guys that you're like, oh, that motherfucker.
They're pros.
Pro. Yeah.
Pro painter?
Well,
So it's got to be a skill?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe is pro meaning you
I
make money at it?
yes.
It's
I
gotta
mean,
be,
that's
right?
the accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
But even a pro is making money at it, because for like how many years? Think back to the NHL. Like they would have a day job and play in the NHL.
I know. Again, evolution.
In like
right?
the 80s,
evolution
like-
of the game.
Like
right.
like
I'm not sure in the 80s, but
pretty
think
close,
hockey-
man. Pretty
Really?
close.
are you sure?
No, but I'm pretty close.
Oh, fuck you, Ellis, for leaving early.
Ellis didn't know it was an all-nighter.
But
I do think
But what were they making?
no, not nearly as. I mean, if you were in a lot of sports, if you were pro in like the 70s or 80s and see what's going on now,
So pissed.
you would be so fucking mad.
No kidding.
You'd be like, the reason you motherfuckers
Yeah,
are
me.
making this is
Yeah.
I did this.
It should be a legacy.
Dude,
It should be a legacy
absolutely,
payment.
dude. It
Yeah.
should be like a tribute paid up to
Yeah.
be like, the reason we make this much is this. Let's all
Divide
these
this-
legends that were
yeah.
before us that all this sport makes, kick it up to them because they were not making it before
So actually, with the U.S. Open now, when they say the Billie Jean King 50-50, what does that mean?
Hmm?
Do we know what that means?
I think it's been 50 years since she advocated for that.
What does that
right.
mean?
Equal pay.
Equal pay.
Equal pay, yeah. But
Yeah.
it's not equal pay correct?
In Grand Slams, it is.
Yep.
No.
You know,
So in the Grand Slams, they're making the first round loser in the
Same.
winner is being the same as men.
Same.
Okay.
Same in Grand Slams. I think in all the tournaments that they have both male and female, I think it's the same, like Indian Wells, Miami, Cincinnati, Madrid. Everything that's the same venue, the same tournament, I think is the same. WTA, the Women's Tour does not have Monte Carlo. They have their own tournaments. So I think that's where but the Grand Slam, so I think it's getting close to everywhere.
Billie Jean King gets credit for that because, like, I mean, she really did have a lot.
Yeah.
To do with that, right? Back, I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like in the
biggest argument
back in the day, they would get paid in, like, you know, Virginia Slims cartons. Like, I just run a bunch of cigarettes after playing this fucking tournament. Are you kidding me? That dude just won $250,000, and I have Virginia Slims for life. Great, you know.
Isn't retiring though. That's a big one.
He won his first round match. Is that what I saw?
He just lost. And,
so he lost. But he won a round.
He won the first.
And then lost.
It's good. Fitting, though he lost in the 5th set breaker.
That's really fitting.
That's fitting.
Yeah.
5th set breaker, like against
How else should he
American,
go out?
Michael
Yeah.
Moe. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
That's not the dude with the...
Yes. No, not JJ Wolf. JJ Wolf is
that's what I'm
down.
thinking of.
Moe is up.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. They played together one time. This past summer. Might have been
What
older
will
than
Isner do? Has he set himself up now? Like, has he made enough money? Could he
think
just
so.
do nothing for the
Is
rest
he-
of his life?
Is he?
He's made enough money
30?
just being John Isner
I
for a
think
bunch
so.
of years
I
where
think so.
he could not work. Now, maybe he goes into doing broadcasting or this or that, but, like, let's say he didn't want to. You think
Yes,
that guy,
he said.
he
He
is.
said. Yeah.
Hmm.
He said because he was number 1 American for the longest time. I think he had top 20 finishes 10 years in a row.
He had
That's
such a,
yeah.
and he had a
he
big serve.
won-
Those groundies
He
were...
won. He won a
It was like
1,000.
watching a video game. He was so tall and big. Everything looked so... It never
He
looked
hits
that...
it from like 6'11".
It just wasn't that smooth.
6'11".
But like
yeah,
he
it's tough.
won 1,000. He won. He came in the finals of Indian Wells.
Yeah.
He never made
Yeah.
it.
Semis of Wimbledon.
So
Lost to Anderson. Then he longest match ever.
and so that,
Yeah.
right there, that's legendary.
Yeah, of course. No, for sure, man. The most aces, the most 5 sets wins, the most.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong there.
He
5
came
set wins, but the
here-
most tiebreaker wins. You got long legs, bro.
Okay,
No,
I'll
Leahy,
use that
he's a
in my
42.
K-serve.
Not you. He's a 42.
Yes. Yes. 42.
You never know, man. I get long legs.
You're not 7 feet tall, so 7'2". How old is he?
I think 38.
Yeah, that's my guess too.
38.
He
So
had a
he's
good career. That was
yeah,
right.
18 years.
He's been around.
18 years.
18 years, yeah.
I mean, if you were to say that him and Sock are retiring the same year, wouldn't you think Sock was? I mean, Sock's been half that career.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
definitely.
Less
Less
than
than
half.
that?
Less than half.
Yeah.
He was only top 10 once. And that's because in 2016 he won.
He had a little run at the Open a few years ago too, didn't he? Like maybe to the quarters or the
Maybe.
4th round, like something. Right?
Something,
Like,
yeah.
People wanted it. Like
Yeah.
everyone wanted
Jack
him
Sock,
to
yeah.
be.
And
So
did he win a doubles title
Yeah, I'm sure he won. He won some
with
Grand Slams.
I thought he won a Grand Slam. Yeah, yeah.
Pospisil?
Maybe
Yeah.
2. Did he win 2?
Probably
Grand
2
Slams?
with Pospisil, yeah. They won close together too, and then they stopped playing together.
It's another one like
The
With-
doubles Grand Slam does not get nearly as much
No,
respect as the singles Grand
unfortunately.
Slam, and it's
It's a Grand Slam.
dude.
Yeah.
It's a Grand Slam.
But having a, also, I was thinking, I was looking at your Labor Cup pick. I mean, him playing on those Labor Cups, how many years he did,
Mhm.
that's like a lifetime for him to.
He played in the first 4 Labor Cups.
I mean,
That's big.
look at that pick there. Like, he's playing on the. That's could be a bigger stage than most other tournaments, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like that Boston one that we went to,
That was nice.
that was amazing.
That was
I
beautiful.
mean,
yeah.
I actually wasn't. I was skeptical going into it. I thought it was gonna be kind of like a circus. It
It was good.
was great.
It was great.
It was great. Yeah, we went to
And it
the
was-
Saturday show, like whatever. It was awesome.
It was a pandemic one too. People still like you have to show your card to get in and all that stuff. You would think it was gonna be. Fed showed up when he was after the surgery, and everybody was going wild.
They would show at the Garden. They would show like a Fed Rolex commercial. And the crowd went wild.
Yeah,
it was so funny.
But that's again how much people love that guy, man.
Yeah,
you know, it's just like
it wasn't even like a Federer promo. It was like a Rolex commercial you would see on ESPN right now.
Right,
and people just went nuts.
They missed him. Yeah, I think Alcaraz saved that creativity part of people that were craving in tennis. He came with that life into it, and because it wasn't a lull for a little bit, but he brought it, and like that fan that missed Federer latched on to Alcaraz. Yeah. Because that he does. He's got the joy, he's got the skills, he's creative still. He just goes by, and people love that.
Yeah, he's young, so he's just like full of potential.
Yeah.
He's untapped potential right now.
So I hope with him that he's still this guy for the next 5 years.
That's what we were talking about before. Is he going to start following to where the technology goes, and now he has to follow a script, and he stops being himself?
But I just mean, like, as a player, too, like, you're talking about the GOATs, like, you know, even, like, Iga Swiatek, like, she's had a sick year last year. Now, like, she lost to Pegula and Coco last 2 tournaments. Like,
yep.
I hope Alcaraz keeps going, sure.
Yeah, there's so much pressure.
You know, like
the better you do, the more it's just like you think you would. The more you would win, it would take pressure off. The more you win, the more it applies pressure because now you got to back it up.
Media.
Every win, with even the way the tournaments work, dude. It's like you do pretty good here. Well, next year you better come back here and do that good or better.
It's like
dude, that's like endless. You're like, I thought I just did it,
but
now I have to come back and do better next year.
For everybody else too, it's like Alabama football for years. It's like everybody who plays Alabama, that's a Super Bowl. They beat Alabama. It's like,
right,
that's the best game of our lives. So for Alcaraz right now, Tommy Paul beat him 2 tournaments ago. It's like
I know
Tommy Paul's on cloud 9 right now.
That's why it's impressive when someone gets up there and can consistently win, because once you're like that, people's training regimens change. They're training to beat you.
Right.
They're not even training the target anymore. You become the bullseye.
You reach the goal.
And now people are training to beat you. Which every time you're on the court, you're like, I'm just trying to get out there and do my thing. And like, meanwhile, the guy across town has been like, I've been waiting for this for so long. Yeah. I've actually been training for the last year.
I have a picture of you in my bedroom.
Yeah, which is like, dude. So if you can get, and if you for a few years can like strut your stuff, you're taking everybody's best fucking blows, like the best shit they can come up with. You're taking it and being like, boom, this is the way I do it.
Isn't that always the case? Because you become the standard now. You become the standard that people are trying to beat when you become number one. You're not chasing anybody.
Right. You're
you become. What are you creating now?
What's your motivation, by the way?
Correct.
Except to just be like, fuck everybody else.
Yeah, I keep doing the same thing and people try to break it. That's a Djokovic. But that's why people keep trying to get better. Or you just don't care and you just try to keep doing so many new things and trying new things and enjoy yourself.
Be like, I'm already here.
I'm already here. Yeah. Dude, there's nothing to chase other than yourself.
I know, but how do you...
That's where someone like jokes, as much as nobody likes him. It's like his article recently where he's like, I wake up and stretch for 4 hours. It's like, that's just himself being a nut.
Yeah. Well,
it's a different breed.
Oh, I love a good 4-hour stretch in the morning.
That was an actual article.
Yeah.
Like, I just wake up and I stretch. It's like, to get somebody to stretch for 12 minutes before a match.
Yeah.
Stretch 4 hours, man.
But
I guess, that's good.
But I mean, I'm sure that's like a massage in between or something like. But like, that's his routine.
Yeah, it's. But again, I think he's he found a formula for himself, how he gets better, how he feels good on the court, whatever he does, and he just does it. And somebody has to break that formula. I think that's the game. He's not maintained. He keeps it changing it, and and that's where the fun is.
Capture the flag. He's got the flag now. Someone's got to figure out how to grab
that's
it
a good
from
one.
him, and then
capture the flag.
And you get it, and you hold it until someone else figures out how to steal it from you.
So again, he's looking for the best numbers and by numbers, he probably is going to be the best. By heart, not even close.
What could be more frustrating than being the top of your sport that you work your whole life for, and then you put everything you can to do it, and then you do it, and at the end of it, it turns out you're like, people just don't like you. Like, you're like, what? I did all this training. I did all this shit. I worked so hard. I sacrificed all this shit. I woke up this early. I went to bed this early. I did this. I did that.
Stretch for 4 hours.
And in the end of the day, all these things kind of get overlooked because people just don't like me. It would be like, dude, that would be the worst news ever.
How about the opposite?
And like, maybe he sounds like he doesn't care, but maybe he really
does care.
He super cares.
He does.
And maybe that's what it is.
How about the other side with Tiger? So Tiger, everybody loves him. Like, I used to watch Tiger Master videos. Tiger has all this stuff come on with him, right? All of his prostitutes.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
His wife throws a golf club through his windshield.
Yeah.
3 years later, people still are wearing Tiger Woods hats.
Yeah, of course.
Maybe even less. Maybe it was like that happened like 2010. His wife threw a golf club through his car shield. Which is wild. 2 years later, he's winning the Masters.
Yeah.
Or maybe not that, but whatever. People still love him. The Alcaraz joke final, right?
Yeah.
Has there ever been a better 2 out of 3 set match than the last one they just played?
That was amazing.
It was amazing.
That was a spectacle. That was beautiful.
I don't think I've ever ever heard or people have talked about a 2 out of 3 set match as much as they talk about.
I didn't see that, but I certainly
heard about
it. And it was everywhere. It was everywhere.
It was amazing. It was. All right, boys.
All right,
Thank you.
fun.
Yeah, that was fun.